It's 5 o'clock. It is time to begin our work session. We want to welcome everybody. Did everybody mic on?
Everybody's mic.
It is now.
It is now. There we go.
Okay, Gina.
To clarify, this is a monthly work session of the mayor and council. This is a meeting that is held each month to allow the members to discuss specific items in preparation for the regular council meeting, which is held the second Tuesday of each month. The dialogue of this meeting will be between the mayor, council, and staff members only. The time for citizens' involvement will come at the regular meeting to be held next Tuesday night during citizens' input portion of the meeting. We respectfully ask that you hold your comments and questions until that time unless called upon. Thank you.
All right, item number 1.
Item number 1, discuss adding a fishing or boat dock to New Lake. Councilman Burns?
Oh, yeah, I put this on here just kind of for discussion for right now. I think one or two of us, or all of us, at some point last year, discussed back about putting I guess it's fishing dock, you could call it a boat dock, but you really can't have motors out there. So putting a fishing dock back out there like we all did when we was kids and growing up, so children can fish, or the handicapped can fish, or other people can fish there. And so basically, we're gonna try to get some costs, and I know the final decision is gonna come on what it's gonna cost to put it out there, but all I want to know tonight, is it worth pursuing? Does everybody kind of agree with pursuing, putting the boat dock back out there? And just the general interest of the council, of course, subject to the cost.
Comments?
I'd be for it. Put some fish in there too. I was out there last week. I didn't catch it.
That's a fish too.
Them fish, they different out there, man. You gotta know how to fish, man. They let me know I can't fish.
I'd be interested in finding out just at least how much it would cost.
Yeah, about $7 grand.
To do it. You think 7?
About $7
Brandon,
grand. Yeah.
Brandon gave me 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Well,
okay. I didn't
I
know we
figured
had
Burns would
anything.
have one of them.
Huh?
Figured you'd have one of them.
I didn't get the memo.
He just handed these to me today because he
I figured
he
about
was not
5,000 to
well and
10,000,
he was not well and he was not sure he could be here. One of these, I think it's some kind of a kit of a dock that you order, but one is $5,500 and the other one is $8,900.
Is it a wooden dock or a steel dock?
Now, see, you're gonna be
It's-
asking questions.
it's a
Just,
dock.
it's a floating dock, that's all I can
Yeah,
do.
the last time I talked to him, it was, he had talked about, that it's shipped in actually on a truck.
I like
And then
fish.
you just hook it up to the dock, so there's 2 ways. One there, it looks like a T, and then the other one is goes straight out and looks like it's a L shaped. So, the design would have to be, suitable to everybody. And,
There was an insurance change that would occur. It would increase insurance. There were several comments from someone that Alan contacted and he's sick tonight. So I've got his note. But they had quite a few issues that would have to be dealt with insurance-wise,
such as,
non-skid walking surface, railings, a fishing boat or dock that meets ADA requirements, bumpers around the edge to protect vessels, proper signage, those kinds of things would be considerations that would have to go into. That's not figured in that.
I like it.
It's not.
No, these things were not
Yeah.
figured in that.
yeah,
That
it'd
was-
have to be
That was just,
ADA compliant. And I did talk to Brad a little bit about it. At least probably minimum of 6 feet wide.
I like the
Pass it over there,
cheaper
Mackenzie.
one myself.
The T or the L, basically.
The T one. I like that one.
Which one?
The T one, the
The
cheaper
two, I
one.
like the T one myself better too.
You would have to go out there and get your measurements though. You got to understand on how far it's gonna go out and how
There'll
short
have
it's
to
gonna
be
be
an
to.
ADA path to it as well,
Yeah.
88 who?
path to it as well,
You'd have to have a path.
an ADA path to get
Is,
to it.
is it not one there?
Can a
To
wheelchair
make
use
it, I mean, not
Oh,
Not-
it's got
not
to be,
for-
it's
not
got
for
to be
ADA.
wheelchair?
ADA.
ADA, it's
Oh, I
not
didn't catch
your-
that part,
Yeah,
okay.
you have to have an ADA path to it to make
So
it
you
ADA.
have to get some concrete out there too then, won't you?
Either that or possibly some crushing run maybe, I don't know, we'd have to look and see, it's just,
Well, I think you.
I guess all I need right now is just as everybody agree with moving it forward, subject to the cost. It's
Yeah.
subject to.
I would
the
think
design.
when you're talking about the costs that we're talking about, I think it'd be more prudent to add it to the, next year's budget consideration with, which would start with the budget committee.
Well, I think that's too long, Mayor. Hadn't,
Well, we don't have extra money.
Well, I would.
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I would love to have it, but I sat down and got to thinking about all the things that our employees have asked us for, that we have turned down. Technology person, cybersecurity, new software for the city court, software for here. We have striping to do, paving to do, fixing the curbs. We need signs. We need an HR specialist. We need audio visual. We've got so many things, and we need a police department. We need fire, we're eventually gonna need firemen with another ladder truck. I would love to have a dock, but I think that is definitely a wish list and not a need list. And right now, we've asked our city employees to do without for so long. I hate to spend the money on the dock.
Well, I
at
mean,
this
we
time.
make it raise money.
Yeah.
Raising money would be great. As long as we didn't use taxpayers' money, that would be great.
I guess all I need to know, I mean, it'd have to come back, find a cost, find that.
Sure.
Is everybody in agreement that we at least pursue it a little bit to see what the actual cost will be?
Sure, you can do
And
that.
then we either find the money or we'll raise the money.
Well, I'm gonna be against finding the money, because I'd rather support infrastructure for our city than find the money for the dock. Now, if you want to fundraise, I'll support you 100% for that.
Okay, so is that how we're gonna, is there any consensus there that we will?
Well,
I'd
What-
like
what
to
you
just,
were
I'd
wanting
like
to
to just
look
know
further-
what we're looking
Yeah, I
at.
think he's gonna get a quote.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
So
let's
that's-
figure out how much money it would cost, and if there is an interest, and if there was fundraising available, that's a whole nother issue that we wouldn't have to deal with, because it's not gonna go through our budget system.
Right, no, we wouldn't.
So you're gonna pursue finding additional cost, and you're gonna, look into the ADA part of it as well as
Yeah,
far as
all
the
of
path.
it, all
all-
of it,
the whole-
whatever standard.
The whole kit and caboodle. The total package is what I'm saying.
Total package, yes, sir.
Any further discussion? Okay, item number 2, please.
Discuss ordinance 2314 pertaining to the landlord registration. Councilman Robertson.
Yes, I've talked to, a representative from some of the landlords that was here at the meeting, a few weeks ago. And they said, I think they understand a little bit now what this ordinance is for. I think when they came in here, they feel like it, and some of them still feel like it, something else may be added later on, or somebody down the line may decide to ask $10 per property or something. And they would like for us to just put something down that says that this is for us, just that we can get everybody to put the information down where the, city department can find out where they live, what property they got, how to get in touch with them when they got a problem or it needs cleaning up or something. And it's like for us to just put something in writing that says that that's all we plan to do. We don't plan to raise, to down the line to, ask for more money.
One of the things that's not on there that I wish was on there would be an emergency contact, because some of these out of state and out of the area, if there's a fire or there's something really serious, and it's a company somewhere and normal working hours, you can't get a hold of them, but it'd be more useful if we had an emergency contact and an email, but I don't believe that's on the,
Do they have a form to fill out and pay the $10?
They do. There was a form attached to the letter that went
Can
out.
But I
they
don't-
add that to it? Just add that to the form?
well, I don't know.
I thought they had to
We passed it already.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a copy of the form.
I know, but
I
it-
never saw the form. so I
Yeah, there
don't
was
know.
a form attached to the letter because,
Yeah.
Mama at El Patron asked me to explain it to her, so I got to see what it looked like, but I don't recall what all was on it. The thing about, I don't know.
It's
I
more,
don't know how you can
guess it's
ensure
more like
somebody
the-
that we're never gonna do anything. Never's an awful big word.
It is.
You know, that was not our intention. I remember when it came up, before, I think Mr. Bradford was the one that brought it up. It was done in Williams County, and he brought us the.
Patty Parker.
It was Patty.
Oh, was
Parker.
it Patty? No, no, it was Patty, so, we agreed to it, but I just don't understand how you can ensure somebody that something will never happen.
Well, I don't think you can.
Hey, Ron, that's what I told a few of myself. I said, you know, if we do that, it's not, I mean, another council sitting here can change it, so. I mean, I don't mind adding the emergency like the mayor said, but I just think we need to leave it as it is and maybe add emergency contact.
I think part of the problem is that it's been so long since it was passed that people that knew about it at the time didn't know about it, kind of had forgotten about it.
Right.
And when it, you know, when people heard about it, they thought, well, what in the world are they doing now? You know, they don't understand why we're doing it. And I think if we could explain to them that rather than just have the name of a mega management company that manages, you know, 100 different properties in town, that there would be a name of a person that could be contacted in case of an emergency of whatever kind.
Rather than,
Rather
would you
than-
leave a message?
Rather, yeah, rather than leave a voice message that doesn't get listened to for 2 weeks.
Or returned it.
Or returned ever, you know, that was the hope, or so I've been told. And it sounds reasonable, because I kind of inquired about it, because I didn't understand what the reasoning for it was either. So I think if we present it to the landowners, that this is why we're doing it. You know, this is the purpose behind it. You know, I think their fear is being fed by the unknown of why we would want such data.
I agree completely. I had made the comment today that I thought that the problem was a lack of accurate communication for what you wanted it, why you wanted it. The ones who spoke even mentioned twice that they had received a fine for something, and they were saying don't do all this stuff, but they had received a fine for something and didn't even know about it.
Yeah.
Two of the speakers said that.
Well, the impression was there was some grand conspiracy.
Right,
by
like we're
someone.
sending it to Moscow or something. But
Hey, go ahead, I'm sorry.
maybe we could just send out some sort of a communication to the same list that we sent the letters to, explaining why, or put something on Facebook, or do something just to try to communicate the reasoning behind the effort.
I think some of them that night kind of got an understanding, and then some didn't. So like you say, some still don't know. But a lot of them, I think, they were here that night, kind of found out exactly what would.
And I think once they found out, they calmed down some.
Yeah, and like I said, he had told me that some of them already sent you $10 in, fill out the form since that meeting. They went ahead and done it. But a lot of people wasn't at the meeting still don't understand it.
Well, then it's up to us to tell them why we're gonna do it, why we're doing it, and what our intentions are.
I don't remember if we approved would it have been a resolution or ordinance resolution?
It was a resolution.
Well, we did a resolution, but that's not really, was that really approving that form or just a resolution to do that?
To create a landlord registry.
Just an ordinance.
Yeah,
to
so
create
I'm
it.
saying that the mayor's idea of adding a emergency contact.
24-hour.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was an ordinance. No, I got it as it's an ordinance,
Yeah.
sorry.
Well,
But we would have to amend the ordinance, or can we amend that
Resolution.
form?
what, did you say it was ordinance?
It was an ordinance,
Okay,
yes.
well, that's,
So can the mayor add to the form, or Mr. Hutto, add one sentence emergency contact without having to redo the ordinance, is my question.
I would think so, because all the ordinance calls for is the appropriate
It
form.
is to create a form to
And I
develop a
think- I'm not-
registry.
I'm not sure what the form was that the planning department sent out, but you know, the purpose of these ordinances is so that the codes get notices of violations to the landlords rather than to the tenants who maybe don't care or don't pass it on. And then the other part is, we heard from a lot of people who have property and have rental property. But what about everybody who buys something new in the upcoming year? And so, you know, that's the other part of this, is to find out what property is now rental property, so that the codes department's not sending things the wrong place, because it is all too common that the address, because the codes department goes from what's on the tax card addresses. And if that's not done on the deed correctly, then it's all going to that
And that's the problem.
location and not to the actual owner of the property.
Yeah, and I had one gentleman in my area that is assisted living temporarily, but he still has his house. So he got a form, but the only thing he owns is his house. He's just not there right now, so
That wouldn't apply, I would.
it wouldn't apply, so.
But why would he have gotten a form?
Well, the way they looked it up, it was, I guess, looking at the water customers and trying to go back with the property owner and whatever they tried to cross-reference. You know, it's not perfect, it's okay, but, you know, whatever they tried to
Yeah.
cross-reference just might have not worked, and you're gonna get a little overlay like that.
And I called Chris and asked him, because I was curious as to how you would identify these people. So I asked him what his source was. I said, what was your data source for sending out these letters? I mean, where's the magic code somewhere that tells you that Jim Bingham has rental property, you know? And what they did, one of the criteria was looking for more than one entry on the tax record for a person. So that if Mayor Bingham had 2 tax records, they would make an assumption that one was a rental. Just to try to assimilate the data. And then if he comes forward and says, well, no, that's just a empty house or whatever, then the codes department would adjust that and not have him on the list. But that was just one of the criteria that was used to try to identify who the people are. Because we don't know who the landlords are for sure. The complete list.
How many landlords have filled out the form? Has it been a few, or?
I think a lot of them still haven't got them.
Several, 50, 20,
It's a big gap.
well, it's 35 in Christmas.
20 to 30, she thinks.
Have responded and the rest haven't?
We've received their form and $10, right? Yeah.
And how many did we send out?
250, but didn't he say he said 250?
I don't think all of them have been sent out. I didn't get one, maybe. I don't care if I don't get one.
Well, is it commercial or residential?
I got rental property. It's not commercial, it's not commercial.
I mean, is
It's
it
not, it's not commercial.
All right, well, I'm gonna say, we're gonna have to
It
add
should have, it should have
Ronald to
it should
the
have only
list.
went out
So
to
here, I'll pay my $10
residential
now.
out here.
Okay, but for the sake of Ronald's question, and based on what Councilman Burns was talking about, can we say that this council has no plans to go any further with regulations regarding this registry? Is that,
Yeah, we can say this council, like you say, you can't say what the next council might do.
I'm saying.
Well, that's why
but-
he's saying this
Yeah,
council.
yeah, yeah,
This council, that's all we expect.
Yeah,
Does anybody here, any council person, have any plans to add to this? Or,
No, we're just gonna add Ronald to the list. That's all, to make sure we get his money.
but what I'm saying, Ronald, is
that'd be
Well,
fine.
that everybody on the council has said that they have no plans to add anything to this other than to have a good contact. The only motive is to have a good 24-hour emergency contact
Of the property owner.
and the property owners, so, in case of emergency or in case of a violation of the codes, but
I think that
nothing.
would kinda calm some of them down that that still don't understand it.
What about a one-time fee?
That's,
So they won't have to worry about no money. That would kinda kill that noise, wouldn't it? If they just paid like instead of the $10, maybe just the number, $50, and then that'll just cut out the rest of anybody trying to, or put it
Well-
for 10 years or something like that.
Well, property changes hands.
Well, they could still register. I mean, I guess register would be meaning if they got new houses or something like that. If they didn't get no new houses, what would be the purpose of them signing the same thing that's already there?
Just contact information, I mean, it's why
Well,
child registers
I
for
think,
school.
but I'm just saying the one-time fee would just be like, it'll kinda keep it at a standstill. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, I think their concerns are now just $10 per house. Later on,
It's
No,
not
it's-
$10
I
per
mean,
house.
$10 for the whole house.
Right.
Then later on, it might be $10 per house. You know what I'm saying? And then people with a lot of,
Well, this council has agreed that we're not gonna be.
yeah. Well, I was just trying to go on with Ronnie's trying, what I guess I'm assuming what they trying, because I think at the end of the day, they just don't want to be like, just today it's just $10.
Yeah.
And then next year is whatever, how many houses they got, you know what I'm saying, times the 10. So I just figured if you, let's let them pay a one-time fee, and then if they add another house to it, or if they add another house, they could just come and fill out the paperwork. And just add that on there, and
Well, if you
And just go
even,
from there.
Ronnie, Shannon, if you mention the, perception, if you say $10 and then say $50 one-time fee, that's gonna upset them even
Yeah.
more, I
Yeah,
think.
I agree.
well,
So,
it wouldn't upset me, it would cut down the noise of me not having to worry about later on, you get a new council up here, and then all of a sudden, that's the first thing they going after.
the
They
seat
can
and
still
new
do
council
it,
still
they
can
can do it
change.
anyway.
Well,
They can do it anyway.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can do it anyway.
I think the ones I talked to concerned was, going from residential to commercially zoned or industrial zoned, or change the way the tax, how it was rated on the taxes, but the county or the state's the one that does that. We don't do that, the way I understand it.
now, as I understand it, even though it's rental property, it's still residential, it's
Yeah.
not commercial.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference.
Unless it's a duplex or triplex, maybe.
No,
It'd
I
still be
think,
residential, wouldn't it?
so long as it's residential, it's 25%.
I mean, it depends on how the state defines it and classifies it. Usually 1 to 4 residences stays residential. Above that, it can be commercial. That's connected, so if you've got 10 properties, they're still all gonna be, they're all separate. They're all gonna be 10 residential properties. But if you've got, a fourplex, then that might get categorized as commercial. And then, there's always the legislature, you never know what they're gonna do, because there was a bill last year to, any landlord that had over 50 properties, they'd all be classified as commercial. But that's not anything we can control or do, and it's gonna, whether or not the city knows who the whether something's rental property or not, if the state says they're commercial, they'll
If
find
I-
it and get them.
Excuse me. If I own rental property, I'd be more afraid of a future council saying that all rental property would be commercial.
Well, but the council doesn't
Be
have that
assessed.
authority
Yeah.
to assess that, because they don't.
That's a, pardon me?
I don't think the council has that in their charter to where they can make that taxing decision, because that's done by the county property assessor.
I think what you just said, Mayor, this council doesn't have any plan to do anything any different.
And it's unanimous.
Yeah.
So if we say that, if we state that as a fact, which it is, and then explain the intent behind this whole effort, let's just try putting some information out there and see what happens. See if it dies down. And it's not done. I mean, obviously Chris left, and I think that over time, the identification process of the landlords is gonna have to evolve over different data collection so we can get Ronald on the list. So
You won't get my $10.
there will be different iterations that have to happen when a new codes director comes on board. There will be new, there will be more, letters probably going out, so.
Could we post that on our website?
Mhm.
That'd be acceptable?
I think the more we stir it, the more it's gonna stay stirred.
Well, I was saying that this council has no plans to, I don't see how that would stir anything up.
Just add your emergency contact to the phone.
And Christie could ask for that if she sees it's not filled out when they bring in money in, if that person,
Well, it needs to be on the form.
yeah,
right?
it needs to be on the form.
Anything else? Are you satisfied, Ronald?
Yes, sir.
Okay, next item.
Item 3, discuss of synchronizing the extended turn lane at North Ellington Parkway and Verona Avenue intersection. Councilman Robertson.
Is it a lane or the signal, the extended term signal?
It's the left turn signal lane.
All right.
Yes, and, I think the chief of police, he probably can tell you how many accidents they had there.
Oh, yeah.
Probably got an idea anyway, but they had a lot of accidents there, and, I was with Gina and we called the, Brad at the electric company, and he didn't like the way that it's set up easily, but he had to do it that way because of the traffic study. But after a year's time, if I'm correct, we got the right to change it, and it's been over a year.
Yeah,
So he said he would change it if we, and what it, I don't know how many people familiar with it. If you go on towards Walmart, coming from Pizza Hut, and want to make a left turn to come towards town, that light doesn't change the same time as the light coming from Walmart turning and going down the National Highway. It gives you that turning lane, but on the other side, it doesn't come on for a while. And when it does come on, it comes on green, and it doesn't give you a turning signal. So a lot of people are trying to beat that. If they think it's clear, they try to beat that light before the turning signal comes on, and a lot of times it's an accident right there. But what we want to do is have both lanes turning at the same time, which we like to do. And then Brad said he could do that with no problem if we approved it.
Did he tell you how much it would cost for him to do it?
I didn't think it would cost
it was
him.
Brian
Didn't cost
Fuller.
anything.
It was Brian Fuller with LES.
Okay.
Just change that switching station, all you gotta do, right?
Yes,
They
yes.
They maintain those all the time, so that should be a 15-minute fix, and I think we have the authority to, the council does.
Do you think that would help, Darrell?
I do think it would help. Just real quick, you think all 4 sides might be?
Well, the one going north and south, it does get turned at the same time.
Okay,
They
so
turn
it's
at the same time.
we worked several accidents there, and usually it's on the, going south is where I see
Yeah,
a lot of the
yeah.
problems. They, at the Quick Mart or the Shell turning left, that's where they're getting
Yeah,
pounded.
but those are already turned at the same time. I know what
Right.
you're talking about, you do have a lot of accidents turning that way.
But I do think it would help. I think if there's a way to synchronize them.
Specifically, what solves the problem? To give more time, or to have a left turn signal?
Have west, east and west turning at the same time.
So I think if you synchronize them, you give it an opportunity to clear out as much traffic as you can before the existing lanes turn green. You're still gonna have some that will approach that can turn left when the traffic's clear, but you allow that opportunity for a lot of the backup to clear out at the same time.
Is everybody clear on the problem and the proposed solution?
Now, we're just synchronizing, or we're extending also, Mayor? What are we saying?
Synchronizing, I
It's
think.
synchronizing.
But the length of time it stays left turn or
I don't
right
think
turn?
it would bother them at the time.
Bother them?
I
Guess
don't,
it
I don't,
could, but
I'm trying to remember the traffic, so I've seen it backed up on, you don't know the amount of time right now that is allowed on that before it changes, do you? I don't guess nobody knows really.
Brad could tell you.
Yeah.
My opinion is it probably wouldn't hurt if it was extended a little bit longer. I've seen the traffic back up. Once it lets it clear out, I think it would be a lot.
You talking about, the Nashville Highway?
Yeah.
It has 2 lanes that turn left. Is that
Yes. Yep.
What you're saying, add an additional,
Synchronizing them would help, and I'm not sure what the time frame is now, but if it was extended a little bit longer, it would probably, you take, school traffic in the afternoons, those lines on all 4 sides of that intersection are backed up, and what Ronald's talking about is, really, it's any direction, people are trying to beat traffic. When the arrow goes off and it's green, they're still trying to beat people to make the left turns, and it's not clearing out the traffic quick enough.
you see that every day.
Right.
So,
But it's whatever you all
Why-
think, would work best.
why don't we, ask them to synchronize it and add 5 seconds? I wouldn't recommend we add more than that. As far as time for them to make that left turn.
I think that would be good.
5 seconds is about one car, isn't it?
No,
You can probably get,
It depends if everybody's moving. If you got that car that's just sitting there, it ain't gonna make no difference, 10 seconds.
if they're moving, you'll get several through,
Okay.
but if again,
well,
if you got.
let's try 5, and if it looks like we need to change it, another 5 seconds. Because you are gonna get pushback from the other people who are waiting to go. Is that reasonable?
Yes, sir.
Do we have the authority to do that? Does it have to have a resolution? Did we have a resolution on, Second Avenue?
I got it as a roll call vote, Mr. Hutto.
We changed it on Second Avenue.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah, but that was a roll call
turning, left turnings are already there. We're
Yeah,
just
right.
asking for it to synchronize and be a little longer. I think that's just a roll call vote.
Is that correct, Mr. Hutto?
I think so, because you're not changing the, it's really administrative almost, that either planning or LES would, look at it and change it to what it would work better, and, so I think a roll call vote should be fine on that.
To
Okay.
add 5 seconds.
Seconds and to synchronize it.
Yeah, whoever makes it,
Synchronize it and add 5 seconds to the turning movements.
yeah, whoever makes the motion or seconds it, just Gina, somebody, if they could have a statement to the fact that what we're actually
I got
doing would be great.
you. Okay.
But you could put it down when you write it up and just,
Read it.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
agenda.
You know, we're so fortunate now that we really don't have traffic jams like they do in Spring Hill and Murfreesboro, Nashville and Columbia and, other places. But the time's coming as we grow. Brings more and more traffic. So, and more people trying to beat lights. This is not gonna solve the problem of people trying to beat the light. Nothing will ever change that, in my opinion.
That Finley Beach Road, we'll have to address it down the road.
What's that?
Finley Beach
They
Road.
gotta sell something first. Sitting there.
When
That's
it-
in the county, isn't it?
No, when
No.
it
No,
comes
no.
up to OK Tire, when they get to.
Oh, right
Wendy's.
there, yeah, that's already
Yeah,
Where the
been.
what?
OK Tire, right there coming into town.
Darnell
Wendy's.
Mailer.
Oh,
When they get that Spring Estates.
Well, I blame the state for that. They should have turned Darnell Mailer in at a different location. But that was, I didn't design that one.
that's a messy intersection, no doubt
It sounds like
about it.
somebody designed an intersection, how not to build an intersection, and then they did it.
It was a long time ago.
Is it-
And when all said and done, we are so fortunate that we have 5-lane section of Ellington Parkway.
Other business, I've got some.
Any other business?
I do have 2 things. This is just a piece of property that someone contacted me and wondered if the city was interested. It adjoins Rock Creek Park. I'm gonna pass it around. We can discuss it at a later time, but you'll have an idea. They just called me and said that they were going to sell that piece of property, and would the city be interested? So I'll pass
Oh,
it to you.
they're selling it.
Yeah, well, he wants to sell it.
Where is it, Barbara? Till we get-
When you, on First Avenue, right next to the house, the last
Second-
house?
Yeah, first, is it first or
It's First
second?
Avenue,
Okay,
Verona
yeah.
Avenue.
Yeah.
Right next to that house, the father passed away and the son has it, and he lives in Nashville. And I just spoke to him on
We
the
got a
telephone.
vacant lot there, if you come in, that vacant lot, so is the house before it or
The house is before you get to it,
before you get
and
to it?
it's next to it. There's no other houses down through there anymore. It's just,
Where you-
it's the
where
lot
you-
where the big garden used to always be.
Yeah, one house back, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know.
Anyway, he just was interested, and I thought I would present it to you, and that could be something that can come up. He said, he told what he wanted for it, but he said he would accept an offer, and,
Has the price,
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
price
so
on there.
There's a price on it.
What'd he say?
Is it a house on?
No, there's no house on it. The house is beside, there's a house toward town beside it, but it would just be feed right into our other lot there that we already have.
You talking about where you had the garden?
Yeah. where the
Yeah,
cows
there
have
used to
the
be a
garden.
trailer.
Yeah, all that's
there.
gone.
I understand, but that's the lot you're talking about?
It's the one where the big garden was, if that's where the trailer was.
Yeah, that's one Randy, Curtis mows, and he's the one that had the garden.
Pass
Did
it
they,
over then.
did they mention a price?
I'll
I think I've seen, it's got a
I'll
sign
ask
on it for sale there.
55,000 he wanted, but he said he would talk, he said but would accept an offer, but it just depends on what the offer
Is
is.
that the house where they play cornhole all the time?
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then the second thing on mine is, this is something that all of you all are not aware of, but since I have to approve a lot of days, I'm a little more aware of. I don't know how the change came about in time off and vacation days, but an awful lot of our people who really can't get around to getting any days off all year, could all of them, if they all filed to be off, we wouldn't have anybody running any of the departments or any of the things. We may need to look at that and see if there's a way to work on, I think in the past you paid them for some of their holidays if they didn't use them, but I've been told by several of like the chief and Gina and Brandon and a whole bunch of the people who are over the departments that if they use their holidays that they've got, they would use every day from now through New Year's. And fortunately for us, they're not doing that, but it might be something we need to look at, study some kind of a schedule or something that would help them out with that problem,
In
help
the
the city
previous
out.
council, they can roll over some, that it's not, it was costing the city too much money. The way I understand it, that was prior council.
Gina, can you roll over any?
You can roll over 80.
Paid out 2 weeks.
And if
right?
it's police, it's 84, but yeah, 80 rollover. And what it does is it just keeps, stacking when you're rolling the days. And if you're in a position that's kind of, where you need to be here, it's just hard, especially for a long tenure employee, when you get 4 weeks of vacation. And then you're trying to use it and,
And on their behalf, nobody asked me to
No,
bring that
no.
up. It just is a problem that I realize when I get the request for the days, and I think, good grief. You could lose everybody at the heads of all the departments in just a very short period of time, if they took all their days.
Correct, and that happens everywhere.
Well, I just mean,
Same thing.
yeah, maybe
So
something I'm not aware of studying.
It's just how we choose to handle it.
Yeah,
So roll over, what does that mean?
and carry over to the next year, and then you add that many more days that you're,
Yeah, we thought 80 and rolling over would help, but it just stacks and you're beating against the clock trying to
And
take.
the only way they redeem that is if they retire and we pay them for,
Oh, that's always with the retiree, you pay them for your sick days and vacation if anything's left.
like that stuff, those that roll over, so some.
it
that
was
would
just a
be
thought to throw out at you, and something that we might want to work on if there's any answer to it. There may not be an answer. I've not dealt with
I
that.
think 80 hours is standard, and, in my mind, I just think we need to do a better job. And I don't know if it's possible, but to try to get people to try to, even out their time off more. And I've been there, you get to the end of the year and you think, oops, I haven't taken any time, and here it is, and
Well, when I left my job, I had the same thing. I couldn't be gone, so I had a lot of vacation days and a lot of sick days built up.
You know, kind of like Brandon's a key employee, a director, and he rose over 80, and then he gets another 4 weeks. So that's 6 weeks. I mean, and you try to take 6 weeks, and that's.
Couldn't take 4, and now you gotta take 6. So
You know,
that's
but
what I'm saying.
kinda hard.
We need to try to help him find other times of the year that he can take time off.
You know, some companies require their employees to fill out their vacation by mid-January for the whole year.
Yeah,
And that helps spread that out, and it helps people be aware that a Brandon's not gonna be here a week in May, you know.
Well, that's the kind of solution
You
I'm
know,
looking for, something that you might
But that's
consider.
pretty common in the business world as well, and I don't know that it's necessarily middle of January, but, they have to complete it. So, you know, you take your birthday, and you take your grandkids' birthdays, and you take a week here, but it puts that focus on where am I gonna use these 4 weeks of vacation, instead of waiting till the end of the year and then going, oops.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why I brought it up, just
why
for
don't we
you
try
to think.
something like that for next year, you know, Gina?
Yeah.
Throw out an email to everybody and just say, I'd like to get an idea on when everybody plans to take your vacation time and make a calendar
Well, in my
and
case,
see what you get.
I just know I can't take it but 2 weeks out of the month because I have to
Right,
be.
right, you have to be here 2
My
weeks.
position don't allow me just to
Right.
take it anytime.
Right, I agree,
I'm
understand.
kind of anchored down, you know.
But, you
so-
know, you
Hey,
can
I
also-
love that phrase. Hey, way to go, girl.
But another solution to that is if you have employees fill theirs in early, you could have them save, you know, don't, like if they get 4 weeks, then fill out 3, that way you have a week for flex in case stuff comes up.
Yeah.
You know, cause that's the thing, that employees aren't gonna wanna do that, because they wonder if something comes up. The same part of that application for a flex.
Well, that's the kind of thinking I wanted you to start thinking about, just because I can see what short time I've been there, how that could be a severe problem for managing the city, so.
Anything else? Again, I want to compliment Barbara on diving into
Sweet.
uncharted waters so fearlessly.
That's a good.
Diving into uncharted waters. There's a lot
I'm gonna
to
compliment,
that job.
I'm gonna compliment the people that work for the city of Lewisburg. They help me tremendously. They're running good departments, they're doing good jobs, and they help me tremendously. And I really appreciate them. And we all should appreciate them, because I know how much they are doing right. That saves me from having to do something and do it wrong. So I thank them, all of them.
Amen to that. Anything else? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Yep. I'll second it.
Okay, Councilwoman Thomas,
What you think of the property?
makes the motion. Councilman
I don't think there's any money in the budget to
Ronald
do it.
seconds. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. We stand adjourned. Thank you.